You are listening to Making It in the Toy Industry, episode number 295. Hey there, toy people. Azhelle Wade here. Welcome back to another episode of Making It in the Toy Industry. This week's episode is sponsored by Sticki Rolls. I'm excited. We've got Lev Nelson, one of the co-creators of Sticki Rolls by Sky Castle Toys. Sky Castle is the toy company behind Sticki Rolls. Sticki Rolls, which is the breakout collectible that's generated over 1.3 million YouTube subscribers and over 1 billion organic views in under 2 years. At Sky Castle, they create wildly innovative, visually addictive products that kids can't stop sharing, collecting, and trading. Their brands are built hand in hand with digital content entertainment, allowing them to launch products with built-in demand and zero reliance on traditional advertising. From rapid-fire content creation to fast product development, Sky Castle specializes in turning simple ideas into global franchises rooted in creativity, community, and unstoppable momentum. While I was recording this review of the Sticki Rolls product, I did see a lot of people mentioning some viral TikTok videos, so hopefully we'll get into that today. So I'd like to welcome to the show Lev Nelson, co-creator of Sticki Rolls. Welcome to the show, Lev.
Hi, Azhelle. Thanks for having me. Really happy to be here.
Actually, I realized I never asked you how to pronounce your name. I just assumed I know.
It's just Lev.
Okay, just checking. Just
And
wanted
I
to
was
make
gonna
sure.
actually gonna ask you the same thing. It's Azhelle, not Azhelle, right?
Azhelle, perfect. Yeah, you had it perfect.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'd love to start off these episodes with you finishing the sentence for me. The thing that surprised me most about the toy industry was...
How hard it is. A little bit about my background. I'm a second gen toy boy. So my dad, Webb, he started a toy company when I was 2 years old in 1991 called Playvisions with his buddy Mark Chernick. And
I did
so
not know this.
yeah, I was always his guinea pig for all of his weird toy ideas. I was on all the packaging throughout my entire childhood. Never saw a royalty check, but I was still on all the packaging.
He's not salty
Um,
at all. Nope.
no, but growing up and seeing my dad go through that process and build that company, it always seemed so lighthearted and fun. And so after I got into the toy industry, and I've been in the industry for 5 or 6 years, Josh and I decided to start Sky Castle. And we thought, okay, it's the middle of COVID. Yes, there's going to be some hiccups, but we're going to crawl out of the pandemic, and it's going to be smooth sailing. But the toy industry, in and of itself, is already playing the entrepreneur game on hard mode. I mean, it's very difficult from a testing perspective. You're selling products to kids, but you can't advertise directly to them. You have to appease the moms and appease the kids at the same time. And not to mention manufacturing goods that are safe, able to ship across the world, and then getting them in stores in time for major holidays when 50% of toy sales happen in a 6-week window right now between November 1st and December 15th. So it's a hard industry to be in already. And then you add in COVID, then you add in the shipping crisis when our first product we shipped, container prices went from 3K to 25 grand overnight practically and changed the entire thing.
I remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that one was brutal. And then you have tariffs this year.
Yeah.
Tariffs,
Yeah.
at one point 145% tariff on all goods coming out of China, which is like just basically grinds the entire industry to a halt.
Did you get hit with any of that, or were you able to
Oh
avoid
yeah.
it by did you actually get affected with the 145? Because I have people that stopped shipments from moving so that they wouldn't have to pay, but what happened to you?
We definitely got affected. Everybody
Yeah.
got affected. We had to find ways to make it work. Now, we were super lucky, Azhelle, because we had a very hot product, Sticki Rolls, at the time that had amazing traction. So there's already demand. And two, this retails at $4.99. So
Yeah.
when you think about how tariffs affect the retail price, because there's so many people in between a factory and a consumer, all those different layers after that, you add that tariff in, it gets exponentially more expensive for the end consumer. And so when you go from a $5 bracelet to a $6 bracelet, it's more palatable for the consumer. It doesn't really affect them versus if you have a $50 product and it goes to 80, it's a completely
Right.
different ask.
Yes. And I do
So
remember during the shipping container crisis, it's funny because what people were saying was that what was going to gain popularity were smaller packages at a higher price point because that you're
correct.
trying to make the most of the space. So it was like high tech, small box. But then the
Hmm.
next year being tariffs and actually the higher price getting more affected because it's like a percentage increase, like what you're saying.
Correct. Yep.
Oh,
It
it's
was
so
good to be a
interesting.
high tech gadget, and then it was
Yeah,
bad to be a high tech gadget. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Sticky Rolls was like that perfect in between, that collectible, that small footprint, lightweight
Yep.
for shipping to survive the shipping container crisis. Lightweight, so you could air freight things in and be like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Worst case, yeah. Air freight was on the
yeah,
table. It's always a tough pill to swallow, but it
yeah,
was always on the table.
yeah. Oh man. Okay, so the first thing we've got to talk about, congratulations on your TOTY nomination for
Thank
Collectible
you.
Toy of the Year. Huge, huge achievement. So tell us in a 20-second pitch, why Sticky Rolls for Collectible Toy of the Year?
Well, when I was thinking about this question, in this collectible category, you have some just major juggernauts from Magic the Gathering to Pokemon to Lego. I mean, these are just such quintessential collectible juggernauts that have been around since I was a kid. I was
Right.
playing with all those things when I was a kid. And so when I think about this category and this nomination, it really comes back to how we've been able to pioneer a new way for kids to collect and play with stickers. Stickers, it's just an evergreen category. And so these are all stickers. If you saw them on a sticker sheet, despite how cool the art may be, it would still just be stickers on a sheet. But the fact that they come off of a bracelet that you can wear in a really cool way, it completely changes it. And then how we added in the layers of rarity and collectability and in a huge amount of depth of characters and a whole universe to explore, and then a
Yeah.
really cute kawaii book to build your collection within
I love
it.
the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book is a hit. It's the top seller. So all those things combined together with the fact that we've kind of established a new category of sorts. You
Yeah.
look at past TOTY winners like Wow Stuff's animatronics that they did with Real Stitch FX, right?
Yeah.
That was a new category. It kind of split between
Yeah.
plush and animatronics and
Yes.
robotics. We've kind of done the same between sticker play, sticker collecting, and bracelet DIY, and found this really cool sweet spot
Ah.
that in a new collectible format where you can still build your collection and search for the characters and the styles that define you.
Interesting. So what you're describing is actually what I teach my students in TCA toy math, where it's like when you're coming up with new ideas, think about two different categories you can combine and what ideas come from that. But it's funny that that's what you bring up because when I saw Sticky Rolls and I was like, why is this working so well? What came to mind for me was silly bands and
Mm,
how kids would wear them. And it was almost like no one knew which characters they had because of how it was stretched around their wrist. They wouldn't even know until they opened the bag and then they put it down. So for me, the surprise and wow factor that works so well in this is that it's that like you're wearing it on your wrist and you have no idea what you could have the most rare stickers of all. You have no idea, but that's kind of the fun of it. And then how you unwrap it is like the experience of putting your silly band down and seeing what shape animal it is.
yep, it's that mystery reveal. You're totally
Yeah.
right. That was a really key component. When we originally designed them, we were thinking, should every sticker on the roll be the exact same one? Because we knew that it would be way easier to do that from an art perspective. But we said, no,
Yeah.
let's make them all unique. And then every time you pull off a new one, you'll see something new and different. And so, yeah, I think that's been certainly a big factor for why they're so addictive to keep peeling off and discovering new stickers.
I just got a great idea for my YouTube cover photo. So thank
Okay,
you. It's gonna
you
be
got it.
sticky rolled.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Imagine the pop star who had like the stickers all over her face, Olivia Rodrigo. Yes, in
Oh,
her
yeah.
in her
Okay.
cover album. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, cool.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'm excited to see it.
Me too. Okay. So, okay, tell us how it works. What are the three key play features? What's the age range of Sticky Rolls?
Sure. So, Sticky Rolls are wearable, shareable sticker bracelets. You can see I have one here. I know you do too.
I sure
And
do.
the way it works is they have 50 stickers on every bracelet. And so you have to just find this little branded edge, just like that. And then you can
Mm-hmm.
peel, twist,
Mm-hmm.
and stick the stickers wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Every single bead has 10 unique foil holographic kawaii design stickers on it. And so you have 50 stickers on your total bracelet. And after you use up one of the stickers, you can take out the recyclable core. And then we created a new
Mhm.
system where, when you make most friendship bracelets, you make them and they're done. But we knew that as a collectible,
Yeah.
we wanted a way that kids could refill them. So we have extra rolls in the pack. And so you can easily just pop off the
Mhm.
clasp like this. And then you can
Yeah.
take off the empty cores and put on new ones and rebuild your bracelet every day. So when a kid goes to school, they can go around, decorate their water bottle, trade stickers, come home with an empty bracelet of cores, and then take it out and rebuild it for the next day.
Yeah. Ah, it's so
So when you
good. It's
Thank you. Yeah. So when you think about when you said three features, wearable, you have a fashionable element. Kids love to express themselves in different ways, particularly with bracelets. Bracelets are really, ubiquitous from a fashion standpoint for kids.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
shareable and you can decorate, so you can give stickers away. We see so often kids sharing and trading stickers because it's just such an easy thing to give away in a nice, kind way. And then they're collectible. We
Yeah.
picked the hard road again, and we designed over 1,000 stickers in series one for kids to design
Wow.
or for kids to find and collect. And then in the book, you have 50 interactive pages to build out your collections. And the way that we
Mhm.
designed it is similar to the strategy that the McDonald's Monopoly Chase program had, where you got the properties and you had to fill them in the spots. And so we tapped into that same collectible psychology where you peel off a sticker, you search through the book to find the one
Love.
spot.
Love. Sorry,
And
love this part. Yes.
when you fill it, you get that rush, that like completionist moment. And then when you fill out the whole page, you get an even bigger rush. And so that's that repeatable play pattern that we were able to tap into that made this such a hit.
Agreed. Agreed. And you know what's funny actually? Monopoly went fully digital this year. Lame.
Oh,
I'm
really?
so I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
upset
No,
about it.
you need to touch it.
You
Yeah.
need that it's so fun. Like that's the only reason I played. I didn't think I was going to really win. I just wanted to collect all the pieces and put them on the board,
Right.
obviously.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
I
You
do
had it
love
up on
that.
the fridge. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I have an opinion. So, crafts and
Yeah.
activities was my focus in the toy industry when I worked corporate. So, this aesthetic of like this artwork is my aesthetic 100%. But I almost feel like the illustrations before you put the stickers in are too nice. Like I was like, I don't even think I need to finish this book. I'm like, this is done.
All right, we
Black
have a
and
cool story behind the art. We knew that we wanted to go into like the kawaii genre of
yeah.
artwork because there's so many different aspects of the kawaii genre. So
Yeah.
Josh Lorzell, my business partner, and I, we scoured Instagram and searching for the top kawaii artists. And we commissioned 12 different artists from around the world to create the collection, the first collection of Sticki Rolls. And so all these amazing artists from Japan to Chile to Australia to the UK, everybody contributed to this awesome collection that you see, which is why a lot of the styles, they all look similar in that kawaii genre, but they're all just a little different. We were able to build out really unique families and styles because of that diversity.
So I have to say, I can't remember the name. The name is going to escape me. But as I was researching the brand, I found you have like a very strong Reddit thread of like UK people trying to swap bracelets on Reddit, which is so cool. That
Isn't
one
that
of them,
wild?
it's wild. But one of them,
Yeah.
oh, here it is. One of them mentioned that one of your series was illustrated by Mizna Wada.
Mizna
And
Wada, she is awesome.
they're collecting it because they love her and they were excited about her artwork. So, I mean, the brilliance of I don't know how big of an influencer or an illustrator Mizna is, but I'm assuming she's not world renowned. Maybe she's known in her small community. Is that correct?
Yeah, she's actually done multiple galleries. She's
Wow.
a very popular artist within the genre. Certainly
Yes.
within like she's really popular in that like that spooky goth
Yep.
cartoonish format.
Yeah.
That that all toy people know spooky cute is just red hot
It's
right now, and I
so
think it's
hot.
here to
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
When we saw her artwork, it was like a no-brainer. We reached out to her and she was totally on board.
But it's brilliant because now you've built this brand based on a great play pattern, great product design, good margin, good pricing, and great margins. But now you're layering in like these niche influencers who people just want to follow those influencers. So they're going to experience your product just to get a hold of what these influencers have to offer. What I did see, though, is people who are following those influencers aren't necessarily using this book. So I do wonder if you want to like have those influencers illustrate like a special edition cover like for your book so that they'll actually want to use the book. They're just putting it in like their own white paper books instead of using the book because I think they're just literally there for the influencer, which is just,
Yeah, that's right.
it's so interesting. Okay, so tell me a feature that was almost cut but made it.
This is a good one. So when we worked with Jim McCafferty at JMP Creative, he's one of the top inventor houses, and he brought this concept to us originally in a kind of an original form, which I'll get to later. But when we were talking to him and we were showing him like the first round prototypes that we were creating, we were going to just make them all kind of random. And he was like, guys, you have to do rarity tiers. You have to. You have to make them collectible. We're like, are you sure, Jim? Are you positive? He's like, you have to do it. Just trust me. So we went back to the drawing board. We sequenced all 1,200 stickers into different rarity tiers and like built out this robust matrix of all these different rarity tiers. And then each rarity tier corresponded to this different foil holographic pattern on the sticker. So you can see like, yeah, on the back of every sticker, and that kind of shines through.
Hold
They
on.
all have different foil styles. And so those all indicate the rarity level. So commons are just like a simple foil holographic, but then as it goes from rare to super rare to ultra rare, it gets to more complex and cool foil holographic patterns.
Wait, so then what was this in the book? It said something about like the rarity colors being teal and purple and pink. What was that?
That actually corresponds to the cores. So if you look at the inside of these, the cores are all have different colors that correspond to the different rarity levels.
Oh, that's so cool. So I can get an idea of how rare my bracelet is without taking away the stickers right away.
That's right.
I did not
But
realize that.
we don't advertise that. That's an Easter egg that we want kids to
Oh.
find and share on places like Reddit and YouTube.
Oh.
So it's like an
I
insider intel.
need to add to my video. Right. Okay. That's
Awesome.
so good.
Thank
Oh
you.
my, I didn't understand. I was like, what are they talking about? I was like, where is this purple? Okay, great.
And another element of that, another one of our advisors, he said, you guys have to put codes on these. You have to make
I see
them
that. Yeah.
and then in series 1, we didn't have any codes. So that is the unnumbered series. But for series 2, we started adding codes so that kids could look in the book, see the code that they need, and then find the sticker that corresponds to that. And then we created a system on the website, stickyrolls.com, where you can go and you can search and find the sticker that you're looking for, find out all about it, and find out where you might be able to find it. Like which SKU or style you should search for in order to help complete your collection.
I did have a really hard time finding the stickers that I was unrolling. Like, I don't know. Are they all in this book?
No, they're
No, they
not.
can't be.
Oh, you're familiar with
Yeah.
Panini, right? The Panini sticker books. Have you ever heard
Mm.
of those? They're really popular in Europe. It's an old company, but they kind of started and really created the find a sticker with the code, find the spot in the book that corresponds to it. And they'd release these magazines, but it was all very sports centric, for soccer teams in Europe or football, however you want to say it. And they really crushed it with that play pattern, but it was all really geared towards boys. And so we knew that code element was actually really important for this collectible play pattern so that
Yeah.
kids could be able to find the stickers that correspond to that code and help them to navigate their building out their collection.
Yeah, I said in my review, I was like, I could be here all day. Like if I didn't have a job, this is what are we doing as a kid? 100%. Okay.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I had them like all laid out on this table and I was like hunting. It was a whole thing.
Out of all 1,200 stickers in each series, there's 240 spots in the book for those stickers that are predetermined. On every roll that you take out, 2 of the stickers on every roll have a spot in the book.
Oh my God, I should be told to me. I was going crazy. I started I started filling them into the birthday section because that's a blank section. So I was like, all right, I'll put them there. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers to this one, but that's good because it's almost about the discovery. We don't want to say it all up front. when kids found out about like the core colors and how
Yeah.
it corresponds to the rarity, we witnessed it firsthand at a trade show, VidCon, where it's a consumer show for
Yeah.
YouTube brands.
I'm like,
And we witnessed kids actually discovering that, and like the amazement and wonder it like live when they realized that was so validating that we chose that route, because it was almost cooler that they discovered it versus being
tell
told.
tell me, tell me the story. Tell me the story. What happened?
At the first VidCon, when we launched the brand,
Yeah.
we had like a little DIY station where these two girls were building the bracelets. And Josh and I, we were talking to other people, but we kind of were talking to each other for a second. Then we overheard the girls behind us saying, "Oh my God, look, the pink ones, look, these are actually common stickers. Oh, and the green ones, oh, these are the rares. Wait, find the ultra rare." They were
Oh,
hunting.
wow.
As soon as they realized which ones were the ultra rare,
That's
it
so
was like
cool.
that's all they wanted, and they were just searching and searching through all the
Just
cores to
swimming.
find
Just
to find the
swimming.
yeah to find the ultra rares, and like that was such a validating moment where we're like, "Thanks, Jim. So glad that we made that shift to add the rarity element, because it truly does drive that repeat purchasing and collectability."
Oh, I love that. You know what? I have a client doing, it's not a collectible product, but it should be. And maybe they need to add some rarity. They're like these little like toys, and they do these like custom versions of yeah, thank you. Thank you for the
Yep,
little inspo. All right,
you
little
bet.
kick
Anytime.
in my butt. So, what does Sticky Rolls do that your competitors do not at this price point?
This one's easy. Stickers at this price point are made on sheets, and
Hmm.
bracelets at this price point are only made with beads. And we have a fashionable bracelet for $5 that does both.
Love that. Oh, but okay, let's bring it back to the toadies. What about your competitors for this award? What do you do better that they don't?
Well, I think I'm not going to knock on the Legos and the Pokemons and the Magic the Gathering. I mean, those are the brands we all aspire to build in this industry. And
Yeah.
I have to come back to the fact that what we've designed is just a different platform. The same way that they built their platforms from scratch, we feel like we've done one of our own.
What I will say, not to talk too much, but what I will say is,
No, we hear it.
of course, I mean, like, of course, the legacy brands would make a great collectible toy of the year. But the fact that a new brand could come and make such waves, I think in itself speaks volumes that this truly is the collectible toy of the year. Because if you took the IP away from the other products, would they be in the same space that
Mm,
they're in right now? Would they have made it to this category? Would they have made this nomination? And maybe so, but the fact that without that IP backing, this product could connect with so many kids and sell so well and go viral and get billions of views, I think speaks for itself that it should be the winner.
Thank you, Azhelle.
Am I
Well,
biased? Yes.
I guess I guess it's up to all the people that vote and the
Yeah.
judges. So
100%. And yeah, and for voting, if you don't have the link, head over to thetoycoach.com/TOTY, TOTY. I'm going to gather all the links for you to vote for all of your favorite toys, hopefully Sticky Rolls. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about safety. So
sure.
in regards to safety or durability, what choice did you make in the development process that you're really proud of? One that you think that buyers should care about?
So, what do parents hate most about stickers? They hate when kids stick them all over the house and then they're impossible to get off, right? Because most stickers are
Yes.
made of paper. And so we made an intentional decision to make ours out of foil holographic. So they're not made of paper, so they don't tear off. Then you need Goo Off or Goo Gone to
Yeah.
get them off the surfaces. They're re-stickable so that you can stick them onto multiple spots, or if you put them in an
I
incorrect
noticed
position
that.
in your book,
Yep.
you can take them off and then restick them later. And so that was a primary pain point that we knew would be a barrier for a lot of parents to get behind. But when we could build the platform with a base material that we knew would kind of overcome that obstacle, we knew that it would be much better received. And thus the reviews and the later feedback that, when parents realize that, oh my, I can just take this right off the wall and there's nothing to clean up. Oh, great. Yes, you can get more of those stickers, but less of the paper one, right?
What were some early signs you were seeing that you had a hit on your hands?
That first VidCon was a really big one, but
Mm,
I think the biggest indicator was when we went live on YouTube. and we started posting content daily, and we went viral immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we started getting tens of millions of views within the first 2 weeks of launch, and the channel just went from zero to nuclear. And that happened like right before VidCon, and we were still, crossing our fingers because it wasn't out at retail. We hadn't seen kids, in bulk actually playing with it and experiencing it. But at that show, we saw a line wrap around our booth for kids waiting for their free giveaway of Sticki Rolls, especially at a
Wow.
place where they had just seen it for the first time. And so those were really the moments where we thought we had something special.
I did not realize you were so viral on YouTube. Everybody online kept mentioning TikTok. Wow.
Oh no, YouTube is our main focus.
What
Yeah.
did you do when you were going live? Was it you and Jim, or was it like influencers
No,
playing with your product? Like, what was
no.
happening?
We got a team of creators that
Okay.
developed a short form content that we posted on YouTube every day. And we had consistent frequency with cool ways where, the creators were interacting with Sticki Rolls in ways that didn't feel like salesy or
Uh,
promotional. It was
uh,
more like day in the life. And so from that core creative direction, we were able to build a really strong following of kids that love to watch the content and then thus fell in love with the product.
wow. And what about the lives? Was it what was the lives?
Oh, we don't do lives. We
Oh,
don't
okay.
do live sharing. No, that was just the live experience that I had at
Oh,
VidCon
when
seeing.
you went live on YouTube, you just mean when you went active.
Oh
Got it.
yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait,
When the channel started posting content, yes.
sorry. I was
Sorry.
like, wait, you went live on YouTube? Tell me everything. Okay, no, that's
No.
great. Um,
No, that is coming though. That is a big wave of the future that I think is going to be prominent in future content marketing for toy companies.
why do you
But
say that?
how? Well, just because live shopping is catching on like
Oh, yes.
wildfire, and I
Yeah.
think it's going to become more and more accessible to not only parents but eventually to kids with the right red tape in place to keep kids safe and have a way that parents are okay with live shopping as long as it's monitored. But I,
Yeah.
I think we're a ways out from that, but I still think that it's
Prepping for it.
worthwhile to be aware of it, of the space, how it's affecting CPG brands with adults and their purchasing patterns, and how that might transition down to teens, tweens, and kids in the near future.
Interesting. I want
Yeah.
to talk about like the human side of the design. Was there a particular aha moment that started Sticki Rolls, or the moment when Jim pitched it to you that you said, "Oh my gosh, that's the next big thing"?
Yeah, it's a funny story. When Jim originally pitched us the concept, it was more of a craft play. There was less of a collectability element, which is so ironic because he's the one who pushed us in that direction after we
Yeah.
ended up working together. But when we saw it, it was, more of like a glitter tape crafting type of experience. But right after we saw it, me and Josh and our other partner, we immediately, all three of us agreed on the spot, like this could be huge. And
Wow.
we saw it for what it could be from a collectability standpoint. And to Josh's credit, he really zeroed in on the artwork and that importance and the depth and the diversity of the artwork that would be needed for this to be a really strong collectible brand. And so
Yeah.
that's the way that we started to build it out
Love it.
and think of it more of a collectible, less of a craft activity, even though it really does live in
This
both
craft
aisles.
activity. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I saw it as a craft activity from my perspective, but yeah, 1,000%. This is a collectible.
Right. Well,
Mm.
it's funny because we have some SKUs that are like DIY accessory kits, right? Where none of the bracelets come assembled. You have to build them from scratch. But most of the core opening price points, like just the single bracelet in a capsule, it all comes pre-assembled. So there is
Mm.
no traditional DIY element to it other than sticker play where you peel and stick and decorate things. But that was really that bridge that we were able to walk between those two strong categories, which has its pros and cons in the toy industry, honestly.
Right. People don't
If
understand what it is, and then they don't know how to price it, and then where do we put
Yeah,
it? They're like, I can't
exactly.
cross that line. I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, yeah, that's yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting. So, what was a constraint that you had in making this that actually ended up helping you into making it more of a creative thought?
So, like I said, most stickers have a paper backer or like a sheet
Ah,
that you peel
okay.
off of, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we knew that because we were starting to think about this, like, okay, most stickers come on sheets, but if we put 10 stickers on a brace or on a bead
On a
with a
roll.
paper backer, it would be over twice as thick. It would be so big and bulky, it wouldn't be cute anymore. Or you'd have to have like two stickers on every bead. And so we knew we had to design a sticker that could stick to itself,
Yeah.
be wound super tight, and then when you peel it off, it would stay sticky. It would be restickable. The ink wouldn't come off, and it wouldn't unravel under high heat during transit. So, Azhelle, I will tell you, seems like a simple product, but this is the
Yeah.
hardest thing I've ever had to manufacture in my career in the toy business, and how difficult it was, and how many different suppliers we had to go through. But this experience was so crazy because we were shipping in like 3 months, and we were doing
Oh
the
my
final
gosh.
tests with a supplier. And when you test every product in the toy business, you have to put it in an oven that
Mm.
simulates being at the top container of a vessel as it goes across the Pacific or the Atlantic in the middle of summer. And those containers can sometimes get up to 120, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So you have to
Yeah.
subject all of your products to that high heat for
It's
those long
crazy.
periods of time. And so we were just praying and praying. And sure enough, when they all came out, either they were unraveling on their own, or the
Oh
ink
my
would come off,
God.
or the glue wouldn't work. And so finally, in the 11th hour, the 10th sticker factory that we ended up working with, who we still work with today, they finally figured it out.
Wow. I've only worked on a handful of products like where you're figuring out a new method of manufacturing. It is really rewarding, but it is
Ugh,
terrifying because
terrifying.
literally you're like probably I mean, I was literally with an inventor prototype of like a mini machine on a call at the factory, like, can you build this in your
Yeah.
factory?
And in most cases, you've already sold it. You've already sold it. You've sold the dream. People are ready to buy it. Sometimes you have purchase orders and you still don't know exactly how to make it.
And you're like hand making samples to prove concept to the buyer. Meanwhile, you're
Mhm.
like, I have no idea. This is gonna work.
I know.
Pranked.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus. Oh my
Again,
God.
that toy industry is playing the entrepreneur game on hard mode. That's just the perfect example.
There are very few items, as I said, in my career that I like am so proud of, and they're the simplest ones. And this would have been something I'd be so proud to work on because it's like it's just a simple solution to a complex problem, and like that's just the best. That's like it uses less material, it can cost less, it can have a higher margin. It was more intelligently designed, it was thoughtful. It's like this is the holy grail of design, in my opinion, because it's simple yet complex. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. Do you have anything that you're personally most proud of with this project?
Like, kudos to my team over in Asia for grinding and grinding to figure this out, because like just told you, it was so down to the wire, and so many late nights and searching and seeking to find the right supplier. I mean, we had to go totally outside of traditional toy
Yeah.
manufacturers and
Yeah.
traditional printers.
Yeah.
And so that creativity from a sourcing perspective, I got to give kudos to my team over there in a major way. And then secondly, to my marketing team for building this
Yes.
amazing engine on YouTube of these super compelling, binge-worthy pieces of content that kids just fell in love with. And so, like, I can't think of another toy company. I mean, most brands would pay so much money to be able to get to over 1 million subscribers in just over a year,
Yeah.
hundreds of millions of views, but you can't really pay for that. You have to earn it. And so I'm just so proud of our team for developing that strategy and executing it, and then following through with it with that consistency of posting unique content every day.
I love it. No,
Yeah.
yeah, they both did amazing. It's easy for a
Yeah.
supplier, especially an overseas supplier, when you bring a complex problem for them to be like, "Do you really need that? We don't want to figure this out if you're not going to buy it." Like,
Right.
like, we don't want to spend our time. Okay, going back to your packaging, or
Sure.
going back to your toy, I want to talk about your packaging, which is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
How does the packaging teach the play pattern? Do you think it does?
Oh man, I'll tell you another good story. So like when we originally had our first pass at the packaging, the biggest concern was again, nobody's ever seen a sticker bracelet, a bracelet
Right.
that distributes stickers. So it's such a new concept that if you just put the name, the logo, the call outs in a
Right.
bracelet,
Yes.
people
Yeah.
aren't going to understand what that is. And so we knew we needed
Right.
a a demo window both on the product, like showing a hand pulling out a sticker from the bracelet
Oh, right.
and having that
Yes,
call
you
out
have
right
that.
next to it that says wearable
Yeah.
shareable sticker bracelets, and then pull, tear, and
Yeah.
share to try
Pull, tear, and
and
share. Mm-hmm.
make that connection. But even then, you'd have difficulty with people being able to understand the product, which is why in a lot of our displays, we picked an actual bracelet that we put in the display so that people
Oh.
could three-dimensionally see exactly what the product looks like and then how it works so
Oh
that
my
you
gosh,
could
if you're listening to this episode,
communicate that.
go to YouTube immediately because Josh is showing the best PDQ I think I've seen. Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really
Thank
beautiful.
you. I
Yeah.
mean, we got a lot of inspiration from
What
other
a
collectible brands because they would show off what you could get in
mm-hmm.
the display itself. And so we knew
Yeah.
that we had to replicate that in a way that could show people what a sticker bracelet is and how it works.
That is so cool. And you do that on your packaging. This is similar, yeah, a similar model on your package.
And I discovered that because I camped out in my local indie toy store because they let me put my first like mock-up package in there and see if
Yeah.
I watched consumers to see if they would come up and pick it off the shelves. And then I'd actually go and corner them and then ask them like, hey, I saw you look at that. Is there a reason why you didn't buy it? And and I asked them, do you know what it is? And they said, I don't know. Is it some kind of bracelet, some DIY kit? And so that's why we knew we had to
Wow.
put some type of demo window on the PDQ to convey what the product is and how it works, because the just call outs and logos and text wasn't enough.
I love that you're getting on the ground and talking to people. That's great that people still do that.
Yeah, for all the aspiring toy people out there, it is so important just to get into your local toy store and ask questions, because those people, the staff and the owners of those local toy stores, have a better finger on the pulse than the
Yeah.
majority of people in the industry, because they're talking with consumers. They have moms and kids coming in asking them what they want to buy and what they should buy, and so there's just boots on the ground is so valuable. And so every time we have a new toy or a product, I always try to go to my favorite indie toy owners and talk to them and their staff about what they think about the product, the main competitors, how it kind of fits in its niche, and see get any feedback to make it successful before we finish the product design and development.
And I love your little inside the package, this detail on the back, the foil print of your stickers. Like
Hmm.
it's just such nice detail work.
That
I'm
was
curious. Yeah.
it's an expensive extra touch, but
Yeah.
we felt it was really necessary because it totally stands out.
Yeah. Ugh. Was this toy a higher margin toy that gave you room to do these things, or did you invest in those things because you believed it was going to help the toy, regardless of the fact that it might hurt the margin and make it more, maybe not on par with your other products?
Well, I'd say that we knew in this industry, as a young toy company, you need to go the extra mile to stand out.
Oh, I love
Everybody
that
has,
line. Say it again.
everybody has, I, as a young emerging toy company, you have to go the extra mile to stand out. We've all walked toy aisles. It's so loud. There's so much noise. If you can just have in every toy, every package, whether you're in the cleaning aisle or the toy aisle, the consumer will give you maybe 2 second glance to understand
Mm,
what it is, what it does, and how it works. And if you're going to have a chance to get anything more than a 2 second glance, maybe be lucky enough for them to pick it up and read the back of
yeah,
the package, then
right.
you have a much better chance. And by making a little bit of a better investment on your packaging, your design, even special foil stamps or
Yeah.
UV spot colors, stuff like that that can make you a little different from your competitor right next to you. It can make the world a difference.
Oh, so great. Okay. I think that the unboxing experience, the wonderment of every roll you pull is probably what brings kids back to this toy again and again. But I'm curious from your sales perspective, what do you think drew retailers and buyers to take a chance on this product?
Well, I think one, the innovation of the product is awesome. It's kind of hard to fight against the fact that stickers are evergreen, bracelets are evergreen. This is a perfect blend of both
Right.
of those true evergreen categories in a completely new and innovative way. But honestly, the buyers these days, they used to ask you what your TV plan is, and now they ask you what your social plan is. How are you going to get
Mm,
awareness with kids? And our plan that was YouTube first is really what set us apart. And early on in our sales cycle, we already had demo videos. We were able to show how we were going to utilize creators to fuel the growth of the brand and launch it using YouTube as the primary driver of awareness,
did
not
you have proof?
only in the US, but around the world.
Did you have proof of concept for that, or did the buyers trust you to prove that you would be using
No,
YouTube?
no, we needed proof of concept. And so we had demo videos about how creators would be using this product as an entertainment tool on YouTube that kids could get behind.
Did you already have followers in some capacity that the buyers
Oh
could
no.
believe? No.
Oh no, no way. No, no, we launched the YouTube channel I think in May, and product was finally available in July. And
Wow.
so
So, but it was just the fact that you had a plan, that it was unique enough probably against what they're used to seeing, because most of the industry isn't quite there yet.
correct.
So,
We had sample videos. So we had sample pieces of content.
right.
We worked
Yeah.
with creators. We knew who we were going to have on the team, brought them on the team. And then we had sample pieces of content filmed in advance that we could use in our pitch meetings to show how we were going to promote the product.
I mean, this alone, I'm like, for collectible toy of the year, to me, this says we built a collectible brand like in a year. Like, of course, this is the collectible toy of the year, but remember to
Thank you.
vote. Vote. If you're a part of the Toy Association, you can vote for the Collectible Toy of the Year category. If you're a consumer and you love Sticki Rolls, you can also vote the People's Choice Award to vote Sticki Rolls for that. So, where can voters, buyers, retailers, media go to learn more about Sticki Rolls, to order some, to get some for themselves?
So there's multiple places where Sticky Rolls is available. In the US, you can go to Walmart, Target, Amazon, Five Below. Those are all really popular places to find. Not every SKU is available in every retailer, so you
Yep.
kind of have to search and find for what you want. In the UK, it's available at Smith's, and in Australia, Kmart, Big W. But all of this information is available on our website, stickyrolls.com, where you can click the where to buy button, and you can click which country you're in, and it'll tell you which retailers you can go to find it.
All right, one more question before I get to my closing question. Are you guys planning the next Sticky Rolls, or are you just focusing on expanding Sticky Rolls?
We are definitely planning the next Sticky Rolls, but we are not taking our
Run.
eye off the ball for Sticky Rolls because of the momentum and the traction is just so strong that we're making it a priority for sure. But my dad always used to say in the industry, you're only as good as your next best idea in the toy business. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we take that to heart, and we know that we have to keep innovating, keep thinking of new ways to build awesome communities and entertainment channels that can support new toy brands. And so we're actively working on that, but Sticky Rolls still remains our top priority.
Is Sticky Rolls patented?
Yep.
Oh
We have a
yeah, I
patent
see it.
pending. Should
Yeah,
be published here in the next 60 days or so. We takes forever
fantastic.
for patents to get published,
Yeah,
but that's
another reason, another reason,
another hard part of the toy industry
another
that
reason you are deserving of this award is what I'm gonna
oh,
say. All right.
thank you, Azhelle.
Yeah. So my closing question for you is one of my favorites. What toy or game blew your mind as a kid?
Razor scooter, easy.
Oh,
When I got my
interesting.
first Razor scooter, I think I paid like half of my life savings at 7 years old to split it because my mom wouldn't buy it for me, but said if you buy half of it, we'll get it. And so I took all my life savings at 7 years old,
Oh,
which is like
my life.
$60. And I got a razor scooter and I played with that thing constantly. Every day after school, building jumps in the driveway. That was my jam.
Wow, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Lev, it's been such a pleasure to chat with you about Sticki
Likewise.
Rolls. I want to just highlight to everyone listening or watching here on YouTube. I believe Sticki Rolls is nominated because it's a disruptor in this category. And as Lev said, we're combining sticker play, bracelet play, creating a whole new category. And in the history of the TOTYs, which is all about innovation in the toy industry, that's what typically wins. So, my weight is behind Sticki Rolls. And I hope if you are listening to this, you will consider voting for them for the TOTY Awards as well. If you're a buyer, consumer, or media person, yet you can get the link to vote if you don't already have it at thetoycoach.com/TOTY. We're going to put up a page featuring some of the brands who are nominated for TOTY Awards, and you've got to go there to vote for Sticki Rolls. If you already have your email from the Toy Association, just vote right there. This spotlight does include a paid promotion with Sticki Rolls, and I'm so proud to be a partner as you are going for this TOTY win. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Azhelle.
If you love this podcast and you haven't yet left a review, what are you waiting for? Your reviews are what keep me coming back week after week, and it also keeps guests like Lev sharing all of their insights that help you grow your toy business. I get notified whenever new reviews come in, and it puts a huge smile on my face. So please, if you're listening to this podcast, wherever you're listening, leave us a like and a review. As always, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We know your time is valuable and that there are other podcasts out there. So it means the world to me that you tune into this one. Until next week, we'll see you later, toy people.